Good evening, guys, and happy Tuesday to all of your sunshiny faces. So, as I was telling you guys in yesterday's vlog, we had plans to go to Six Flags, like to Great America tomorrow. However, the weather does not look like it is supposed to be holding up. So it's funny, we were actually planning on going early in the morning tomorrow. However, it's not actually gonna rain until it looks like 1 o'clock. But we were gonna go early and like hopefully be there like all day. But it just doesn't make sense because it is going to rain for us to go out there. And then again, you know, it could still wind up actually where we, you know, get rain earlier in the day too. So it wouldn't make total sense to again go and then only be there for part of the day and all that kind of stuff. So we ended up coming up with a different plan, which was to go to, well, it actually changed because once Matthew heard that we were canceling the plans to go to Six Flags, he decided that he was actually going to like go back to work, sort of. Well, like he was taking the day off anyway and requested it off for that. Since again, I think I was telling you guys we weren't going on vacation this year, which is funny because when I was actually uploading today, I just realized that we went to St. Louis a year ago. Like I think it was, I edited like Sunday or Saturday's vlog. It was like a year ago from Saturday or Sunday that we ended up going to, like I said, to St. Louis, which is kind of crazy. And then again, we sort of had it planned this week to go to Six Flags, which like I said was our original plan. So we were doing that sort of again in replacement of you know, because Matthew has work and then also too Jack has football. And I think I was telling you guys too, like it is hard to get somebody to be able to watch the dog. So it's sort of like we have to stay like, or somebody has to stay with the dogs, you know, and so it's hard for us to find a dog sitter because like the dogs are, we did have a dog sitter, not with the puppies, with Bliss and Ike back a while ago. I'm trying to think. I remember when I was in high school, we did wind up going to Door County, all of us, and like even my grandma ended up coming too, and we did have a friend that ended up dog sitting for us then. And I want to say, I think actually when we went to, it was also when I was in high school, or no, maybe I was in middle school. We ended up going to, the Dells, and it was, I think my grandma stayed with them at that time. I think that was before her stroke. So like I said, I think that like she was still capable of taking care of the dogs, but like I said, I think when we were in high school, that was when we had a friend, like a family friend, came and dog sit. But I don't think that she was here like the whole time. Like she just like came and like, you know, took care of them and then ended up leaving. You know, like she'd come like twice or 3 times a day or whatever. It wasn't too bad, but like Bliss was apparently insanely terrified of her, and she actually has always been. It's really weird, like when she was like a puppy, we actually had like a friend neighbor. My mom was paying one of the sons to take her for a walk, and this was the first time that like we like had somebody else take her for a walk, you know, like a dog walker. And so we were, like I said, paying him to go and do that. And I think that what ended up happening was like she got like to the end of the block or something like that, and then freaked out, realized that like, not like the end of the block, but like our house it's almost on the corner, it's only 1 house away, so she got, I think, to like the corner, freaked out, realized that nobody from our family was with her anymore, and just like sat down and on the sidewalk and started crying basically because she was so scared. And sort of the same thing ended up happening when we had the dog sitter come over. Like she was scared that none of us were there, and some stranger was like, not that she was like scared of like, you know, like the person, but just more so of like realizing that like we weren't there, and like wasn't like protective or anything like that, but like she took a really long time. Like I remember her telling like that she had to give her like tons of cookies to like coax her into like not being scared anymore, because like she was just like, you know, was like crying and like beside herself sort of whole thing. So like I said, it was sort of tough, and I feel like it would be somewhat of the same situation too with the puppies, with Bravo and Charlie, because we've never really left them alone for like a vacation where we've had somebody else come. Like whenever we've gone on vacation so far since we've had the puppies, somebody has been home to like take care of them. It's like when we went to St. Louis last year, Matthew stayed here. When we went to Door County the last time, my dad stayed. When me and my mom went to like go see my grandparents. I do know that we went somewhat recently, but I don't know if it was before or actually after we had the puppies or not. I sort of want to say it was actually before then. But like me and my mom went to Chicago to go and see the play. Whenever like multiple people have been like gone on a trip or vacation sort of thing, whatever, somebody has still always ended up staying here. So like I said, it's one of those situations where like it's not that they are like difficult to handle, it's that they are very much beside themselves, and it's very hard for them to like either again be alone or else to be with somebody that they don't know. And like the same thing too, like we can't put them in a kennel because honestly that would be horrible for them. And we did try a kennel one time with one of our really old dogs, and they ended up getting, it's something that I think it actually has a name, but because they have like the gates and they actually separated our two dogs that we had. We brought them in together, but they had them separated, but they were in cages like right next to each other. They actually get something on their nose from like sticking their nose in between like the holes on the fence, and they like rubbed it like raw on their nose, like the both of them did, because they wanted to be with each other. Even like just a cage, you know, like a cage away, it was almost like too much for them, and so they actually ended up having that happen to them. But like I said, like I could not see the three of these dogs being in like a kennel or like, you know, again, staying at some other place other than our house, especially while we are not there with them. It's funny, Charlie's looking up at me like, what are you talking about me for? But like I said, and on top of that too, like my aunt actually, she's been dog sitting for my other aunt and uncle. And she normally winds up actually staying over at their house, which I think would be a much better option if, again, it ended up coming to that. But that is why, again, we have not had very much luck with being able to go on vacation all together because of really the dogs. So, like I said, we had planned on doing that. That was supposed to be sort of our big, like, outing thing. But now that that's changed because of, unfortunately, the weather. And on top of that, too, it looks like we're actually supposed to get really bad, I don't know, like really bad thunderstorms, but it is supposed to thunderstorm, and it's supposed to be really hot tomorrow. Like it's supposed to be, I think today, and then was really hot. Tomorrow's supposed to be even hotter, and then it's supposed to sort of cool down a little bit where it's going to be back into like the 80s, but it's supposed to be like 90s plus. Like I heard somebody say it was going to be like close to 100 degrees, which is crazy. And then on top of that too, being out at an amusement park all day, and again, possible humidity with it also raining on top of that, where again, when you're at an amusement park, there's not a lot that you can do when it comes to roller coasters in the rain. So again, we didn't really want to wind up going and or chancing it and then planning the whole thing, only to wind up having to pretty much cancel or not be able to really wind up doing much of anything anyway. So we made that, like I said, the decision earlier in the week. I think actually maybe we made it yesterday, to wind up not going, and we were going to do movies. And then, like I said, Matthew and my dad have both taken the day off for tomorrow. However, when Matthew heard, oh, we're not going to Six Flags, he ended up then getting, like, you know, saying that he'd be able to come back into work. But we were still actually planning on doing stuff tomorrow. And so we were going to go to, like, a, sort of like a Dave & Buster's place. I don't really know what it's called. I don't exactly know if it is the exact same, but, like I said, it was supposed to be something similar to that. We were going to go there, then go see a movie, go out for dinner, and that was supposed to be sort of our indoor activity that we were going to do with our, like I said, little staycation while we're actually staying at home but going out and doing something. However, we now, because of the show times of the movies, we're not going to be able to go to the like I said, that like Dave and Buster's place, because Matthew ended up taking work, so he's not going to be here beforehand, and then he's only going to be home like maybe about an hour to 2 hours at most before the movie showing time. And on top of that too, we're going to go out to dinner afterwards, so like we can't again go there after. And like I said, it was just like now, like from what we planned on to now, like completely what it's turned into is just going to be a movie and dinner, which is still again nice, but it's nothing fancy like we had sort of planned on. And again, for in exchange of like a vacation sort of thing was, you know, like I said, Six Flags was gonna be that, but now it's turned into just dinner and a movie, which we do somewhat often anyway, so it's not like it's something insanely extra special. But like I said, it'll still be fun, and again, we can always still try and like plan, you know, like for other things too, like, because that's what I was thinking of too. I was like, well, if it wasn't raining, like we could have done something like mini golf, or you know, like again, something sort of outside, or you know, like whatever, but other like activities and things like that. But since it's gonna rain tomorrow anyways, like we can't, you know, really do that. So again, the rain is what's really limiting us, you know, in total for everything, and that's the part that sort of stinks. But on top of that too, like me and my mom were like, we probably really wouldn't go on anything, like maybe like a water ride or something like that, but I definitely will not go on any roller coasters. Like, and my mom can't go on any roller coasters really. My dad was like, honestly, like I might go on one, but you know, maybe not a whole ton of like rides or anything like that. And then Matthew and Jack would probably be really the only ones that would wind up going on anything anyway. So it's like out of the 5 of us, less than half of us would probably wind up even really being able to enjoy it. So again, that's when we were like, let's just do something that we can sort of all enjoy. And again, that you know, like I said, the, you know, little, you know, like I said, Dave and Buster's place, whatever it was that we were planning on going to, like now again, because Matthew ended up deciding he was going to go back to work, now he can't do that. So anyways, we've got I think though my dad took off on Thursday as well, but Matthew still has work. So like I said, our plans have definitely ended up changing, but again, that's just, you sometimes have to deal with that and the weather and all that kind of stuff. And the funny thing is that like it's only supposed to, it looks like rain on Wednesday. Like it's supposed to be, it was clear pretty much all weekend. I think we got a little bit of rain on Monday morning. My mom said when she actually was like leaving work, or right around the time before she ended up leaving work, it was like raining, like a thunderstorm sort of. I slept through it. I didn't even know that it had rained. And it's funny because I went outside yesterday when I was going to water all the plants, and I was like, it sort of looks like they looked like they were like not freshly watered, but like they hadn't really dried out yet. And I was like, wow, like this is pretty good. I did a pretty good job of making sure everything was watered really well. But then I noticed the driveway sort of looked wet, but like only in like the shaded part. And I was like, did it rain? And that's why I had to ask my mom, and she was like, oh yeah, like it thunderstormed, like it was actually pretty bad. And I was like, oh really? But it was like still beautiful yesterday. Today, really hot out, but it was also very beautiful. Tomorrow is supposed to be really crummy, insanely hot out, thunderstorming, and then after that I think Thursday and the rest of the weekend is supposed to be, again, really nice. So it's like the one day that we had planned on, that again everybody took off work, and like, you know, again we planned on, is the one day that it's supposed to rain. So like I said, that stinks, and you know, again, sometimes there's just not much that you can do about it. But I will see you guys all in tomorrow's vlog. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love it if you'd subscribe, and I'll see all of your sunshiny faces tomorrow. So bye guys.